Alaska, the land of untamed wilderness and hidden secrets.
The only kind of ceratopsid dinosaur that we know of in Alaska.
As Russia makes startling claims about the state's past, what terrifying truths lie beneath the surface?
Douglas C-54D military craft, an airplane with 44 personnel on board, vanished on the Alaska-Yukon border without a trace.
Join us on a captivating journey through Alaska's history, geology, and mysteries as we uncover the real story behind the headlines. The tale of Alaska's acquisition by the United States is a fascinating chapter in American history. In 1867, Russia, under the rule of Tsar Alexander II, agreed to sell the vast territory of Alaska to the U.S. for a mere $7.2 million, equivalent to about $133 million in today's dollars. At the time, many Americans viewed the purchase as a folly, dubbing it Seward's Folly, after Secretary of State William Seward, who negotiated the deal. However, the purchase was driven by several factors. Russia, facing financial difficulties and fearing that Alaska might be seized by Britain in the event of a conflict, saw the sale as a way to bolster its coffers and prevent the loss of the territory to its rival. The U.S., on the other hand, recognized Alaska's strategic importance, both as a gateway to the Pacific and a potential source of natural resources. The Alaska Purchase added 586,412 square miles to the United States, a land mass twice the size of Texas. Despite the initial skepticism, the acquisition proved to be a wise investment. The discovery of gold in the late 1890s triggered the Klondike Gold Rush, drawing thousands of prospectors to the region. Alaska's wealth of natural resources, including oil, coal, and timber, would continue to play a significant role in its development and importance to the nation. However, the purchase also had profound implications for Alaska's indigenous peoples, who had inhabited the land for thousands of years. The arrival of American settlers and the subsequent changes to the region's economy and governance dramatically altered the way of life for Native Alaskans, leading to cultural upheaval and the loss of traditional lands. Today, some historians argue that the U.S. may have unfairly pressured Russia into the sale, taking advantage of the country's weakened position. Others contend that the purchase was a fair transaction, reflecting the geopolitical realities of the time. Regardless of the debate surrounding its acquisition, Alaska's importance to the United States cannot be overstated. From its strategic location to its abundant natural resources, the state has played a vital role in shaping America's history and its future. As we explore the recent claims made by Russia regarding Alaska's past, it is essential to keep in mind the complex historical context that led to the state's inclusion in the United States. The Alaska Purchase, though controversial at the time, set the stage for the state's development and its enduring significance in the American story. Recent Russian claims challenging the legitimacy of the Alaska sale. In recent years, a surprising twist in the Alaska narrative has emerged, with some Russian officials and lawmakers challenging the legitimacy of the 1867 sale. These claims, though not officially endorsed by the Russian government, have sparked debates and raised eyebrows on both sides of the Pacific. One of the most vocal proponents of this view is Sergei Aksyonov, the head of the Russian Republic of Crimea, which was controversially annexed by Russia in 2014. Aksyonov has argued that the Alaska sale was a historic injustice and that the territory should be returned to Russia. He has even suggested that a referendum should be held among Alaskans to determine whether they want to rejoin Russia. Other Russian officials, such as Parliament member Oleg Matveyev, have echoed these sentiments, claiming that the sale was never properly ratified and that Russia has the right to reclaim Alaska. Some have pointed to the fact that the U.S. payment for Alaska was made in the form of gold bullion, which, they argue, was never fully delivered. However, most historians and legal experts dismiss these claims as baseless. The Alaska Purchase was a legally binding treaty, signed and ratified by both the United States and Russia. The U.S. payment, though made in gold, was indeed transferred to Russia, as evidenced by historical records. Moreover, the sale of Alaska occurred during a time when the concept of self-determination was not as prevalent as it is today. The idea that Alaskans should have a say in whether they rejoin Russia is anachronistic and fails to consider the historical context of the purchase. Critics of the Russian claims see them as part of a larger pattern of Russian expansionism and a desire to challenge the post-Cold War international order. The parallels between the Alaska claims and Russia's annexation of Crimea are hard to ignore, with some fearing that Russia may be laying the groundwork for future territorial disputes. Despite the lack of credibility, these Russian claims have managed to capture attention and stir up old debates. For Alaskans, the idea of rejoining Russia is largely dismissed as absurd. Alaska's identity is firmly rooted in its place as the 49th state of the United States, and its residents have little interest in revisiting the past. As the world watches the drama unfold, it is clear that the Alaska Purchase, more than 150 years later, continues to be a source of fascination and controversy. While the Russian claims are unlikely to gain traction, they serve as a reminder of the complex geopolitical forces that have shaped Alaska's history and continue to influence its present. In the following sections, we will delve deeper into the scientific, cultural, and strategic dimensions of Alaska, exploring the ways in which this unique state continues to captivate and inspire, even as its past remains a source of intrigue and debate. Scientific discoveries in Alaska and their implications. Alaska's rugged terrain and pristine wilderness have long attracted scientists and researchers, drawn to the state's unique opportunities for discovery. From the depths of its glaciers to the peaks of its mountains, Alaska has yielded a treasure trove of scientific findings that have reshaped our understanding of the natural world. One of the most significant discoveries in recent years has been the identification of a new species of dinosaur, the Ugranaluk kukpekensis, found in the Prince Creek Formation on Alaska's North Slope. This duck-billed dinosaur, which lived approximately 69 million years ago, has provided valuable insights into the diversity of Alaska's ancient ecosystem and the adaptations that allowed dinosaurs to thrive in the region's harsh climate. Alaska's glaciers have also been a rich source of scientific discovery. The state is home to some of the world's largest and most active glaciers, which have been studied extensively by glaciologists and climate scientists. Research on these glaciers has revealed valuable information about past climate patterns, as well as the impact of climate change on Alaska's environment. In 2019, scientists studying the Malaspina Glacier in southeast Alaska discovered a massive underground aquifer capable of holding as much water as Lake Erie. This finding has significant implications for our understanding of water storage and the role of glaciers in the hydrologic cycle. Alaska's unique ecology has also yielded important discoveries. Scientists have identified several new species of plants and animals in the state, including a new species of whale, the Rice's whale, which was previously thought to be a subspecies of the Bride's whale. These discoveries underscore the importance of Alaska's biodiversity and the need for conservation efforts to protect these rare and vulnerable species. Perhaps most significantly, Alaska has been at the forefront of research on climate change and its impact on the natural world. As one of the fastest-warming regions on the planet, Alaska has experienced significant changes in recent decades, from the melting of its glaciers to the thawing of its permafrost. Scientists studying these changes have gained valuable insights into the complex interplay between climate, ecosystems, and human activities. The implications of these discoveries extend far beyond Alaska's borders. By better understanding the processes that shape the natural world, scientists can develop more effective strategies for conservation, resource management, and climate adaptation. As the world faces the challenges of a rapidly changing environment, the lessons learned in Alaska will be more important than ever. In the next section, we will explore some of the unique geological features that make Alaska such a fascinating and scientifically important place, from its towering volcanoes to its mineral-rich landscapes. Unique geological features of Alaska. Alaska's landscape is a testament to the incredible power of geological forces. From the towering peaks of the Alaska Range to the rugged coastlines of the Aleutian Islands, the state is home to some of the most unique and awe-inspiring geological features on the planet. One of the most iconic of these features is Denali, formerly known as Mount McKinley. At 20,310 feet, Denali is the highest peak in North America and a symbol of Alaska's wild and untamed beauty. The mountain is part of the Alaska Range, a 600-mile chain of mountains that stretches across the state and includes several other impressive peaks, such as Mount Foraker and Mount Hunter. Alaska is also home to a vast number of glaciers, including the largest in North America. The Bering Glacier, located in southern Alaska, covers an area of over 2,000 square miles and is up to 7,000 feet thick in places. The state's glaciers are not only a stunning sight, but they also play a crucial role in shaping the landscape, carving out deep valleys and fjords over thousands of years. The state's geological wonders extend beyond its mountains and glaciers. Alaska is situated on the Pacific Ring of Fire, a region known for its high levels of seismic and volcanic activity. The state is home to over 130 volcanoes, many of which are still active. The most famous of these is Mount Katmai, which erupted in 1912 in one of the largest volcanic explosions of the 20th century. Alaska's coastline is another geological marvel, stretching over 6,600 miles and featuring an incredible diversity of landscapes. The state's southern coast is characterized by rugged fjords and towering glaciers, while the western coast is dotted with thousands of islands, including the Aleutian Islands, a chain of over 300 volcanic islands that extend for 1,200 miles into the Pacific Ocean. Perhaps most intriguingly, Alaska is also home to some of the world's most valuable mineral deposits. The state's gold rush in the late 19th century attracted thousands of prospectors, and mining remains an important part of Alaska's economy today. In addition to gold, Alaska is rich in zinc, lead, copper, and coal, as well as rare earth elements, which are crucial components in modern technologies. As scientists continue to study Alaska's unique geological features, they are gaining new insights into the processes that shape our planet. From the movement of tectonic plates to the impact of climate change on glaciers and permafrost, Alaska serves as a natural laboratory for understanding the Earth's complex systems. In the next section, we will explore the strategic importance of Alaska and the role that its natural resources have played in shaping its history and its future. Alaska's strategic importance and natural resources. Alaska's strategic importance has been recognized since the days of the Russian Empire, and it continues to play a vital role in the geopolitical landscape of the 21st century. The state's location, straddling the Arctic Circle and the Pacific Ocean, gives it a unique position in terms of global trade, defense, and resource exploitation. During World War II, Alaska served as a key staging ground for American forces in the Pacific, and the Aleutian Islands became a battleground in the fight against Japan. Today, Alaska remains a crucial part of America's defense infrastructure, with several major military installations, including Joint Base Elmendorf-Richardson and Eielson Air Force Base. Alaska's strategic importance is also tied to its abundance of natural resources. The state is home to some of the largest oil and gas reserves in the United States, with the North Slope region alone holding an estimated 28 billion barrels of oil. The Trans-Alaska Pipeline System, completed in 1977, has transported over 18 billion barrels of oil from the North Slope to the Port of Valdez, fueling America's economy and energy needs. In addition to oil and gas, Alaska is also rich in minerals, including gold, silver, copper, and zinc. The state's mining industry has been a significant contributor to its economy, with major mines like the Red Dog Mine and the Fort Knox Gold Mine providing jobs and revenue for local communities. Alaska's forests are another valuable resource, covering over 127 million acres and providing timber for construction and other industries. The state's fishing industry is also a major economic driver, with Alaska's waters producing over half of the country's seafood catch, including salmon, crab, and pollock. However, the exploitation of Alaska's natural resources has not been without controversy. The debate over drilling in the Arctic National Wildlife Refuge, NWR, has been a contentious issue for decades, pitting those who see it as a necessary step towards energy independence against those who argue that it would irreparably harm one of the world's most pristine wilderness areas. Climate change is also posing new challenges and opportunities for Alaska's resource-based economy. As rising temperatures cause permafrost to thaw and sea ice to retreat, access to previously inaccessible reserves of oil, gas, and minerals is becoming easier. At the same time, however, Climate change is also disrupting traditional ways of life for Alaska's indigenous communities and threatening the state's delicate ecosystems. As the world grapples with the twin challenges of energy security and environmental sustainability, Alaska's strategic importance and natural resources will continue to be a source of both opportunity and conflict. Balancing the needs of the present with the imperative to preserve this unique and fragile landscape for future generations will be one of the defining challenges of the 21st century. Myths and mysteries surrounding Alaska. Alaska's vast wilderness and unique culture have given rise to a rich tapestry of myths and mysteries that continue to capture the imagination of people around the world. From ancient legends to modern-day conspiracies, Alaska has no shortage of intriguing stories and unexplained phenomena. One of the most enduring myths in Alaska is the legend of the Kushtaka, a shape-shifting creature said to inhabit the forests of southeast Alaska. According to Tlingit folklore, the Kushtaka can take the form of an otter or a man and is known for luring unsuspecting humans into the wilderness, never to be seen again. Some even believe that the Kushtaka is responsible for the mysterious disappearances of sailors and fishermen in the region. Another famous Alaskan mystery is the case of the Alaska Triangle, a remote area of the state that has been the site of numerous unsolved disappearances over the years. The area, which encompasses the Aleutian Islands, the Alaska Range, and the Yukon Territory, has been compared to the Bermuda Triangle due to the high number of planes and ships that have vanished without a trace. While some attribute these disappearances to the region's harsh weather and rugged terrain, others believe that more sinister forces may be at work. Perhaps the most famous mystery in Alaska is the story of the Iliamna Lake Monster, a creature said to inhabit the depths of Alaska's largest lake. Descriptions of the monster vary, but many eyewitnesses claim to have seen a large serpentine creature with a head resembling that of a whale or a horse. Despite numerous investigations and even a $100,000 reward offered for proof of its existence, the Iliamna Lake Monster remains elusive and unproven. Other myths and mysteries in Alaska include the legend of the Bigfoot or Sasquatch, a large ape-like creature said to roam the forests of the Pacific Northwest, and the story of the Alaskan ice worm, a strange worm-like creature that is said to live in the state's glaciers and feed on the ice itself. While many of these myths and mysteries have been dismissed as folklore or hoaxes, they continue to fascinate and intrigue people around the world. For some, they are a testament to the enduring power of storytelling and the human imagination. For others, they are a reminder of the many mysteries that still exist in the world, waiting to be explored and explained. As Alaska continues to captivate the minds and hearts of people around the globe, it is likely that new myths and mysteries will emerge, adding to the rich tapestry of stories and legends that make this state so unique and fascinating. Whether one believes in the reality of these tales or simply enjoys them as entertaining stories, there is no denying the enduring appeal of Alaska's myths and mysteries. Potential future scenarios for Alaska. As we look to the future, Alaska stands at a crossroads, facing a range of potential scenarios that could shape its destiny for generations to come. From the impacts of climate change to the evolving geopolitical landscape, the choices that Alaskans make in the coming years will have far-reaching consequences for the state and its people. One potential scenario is a future in which Alaska becomes a leader in sustainable development and renewable energy. With its abundant wind, water, and geothermal resources, Alaska has the potential to become a model for other states and nations looking to transition away from fossil fuels. By investing in clean energy technologies and prioritizing conservation and sustainability, Alaska could create a more resilient and prosperous future for its communities. Another scenario envisions Alaska as a hub for Arctic trade and commerce, as melting sea ice opens up new shipping routes and economic opportunities. With its strategic location and deep water ports, Alaska could become a key player in the emerging Arctic economy, attracting investment and creating new jobs in industries like shipping, logistics, and resource extraction. However, Alaska also faces significant challenges in the years ahead. Climate change is already having a profound impact on the state, with rising temperatures, melting permafrost, and more frequent wildfires and coastal erosion threatening communities and ecosystems. If left unchecked, these impacts could lead to a future in which Alaska becomes increasingly inhospitable and its unique way of life is lost forever. There is also the potential for geopolitical tensions to escalate in the Arctic, as nations vie for control over resources and shipping routes. If Alaska becomes caught in the middle of a power struggle between the United States, Russia, and other Arctic nations, it could face economic and social upheaval, as well as the risk of military conflict. Ultimately, the future of Alaska will depend on the choices that its people and leaders make in the face of these challenges and opportunities. Will Alaska embrace a path of sustainability and resilience, or will it continue to rely on fossil fuels and extractive industries? Will it work to build bridges with its Arctic neighbors, or will it become embroiled in geopolitical rivalries? As we ponder these questions, one thing is clear: Alaska's future is not set in stone. By coming together as a community, by listening to the wisdom of its indigenous peoples and the voices of its young people, and by making bold and visionary choices, Alaska has the power to shape its own destiny and create a brighter, more hopeful future for generations to come.